Kauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhashai Tadesha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, kids, let's get started. So let me see if I have the slides. Okay, does anybody remember what we saw in the last class?
It's been 2 weeks, so I don't remember.
Oh, can you all go through Srila Prabhupada's database or anything, something like that?
Database, yeah, sure.
Yeah, just go through and see what do you remember, and then maybe you can talk through that. Will that work?
Well, I remember.
Yeah, I'm in the middle.
Okay, good.
Well, I remember us, like reading about the conch shells again, because there was some kind of reason for that. Like there was another class. No, Kalki was another class. Like
It's when the Pandavas blow their conch shell. Krishna blew a Panchajanya, Arjuna blew Devadatta, Bhima blew.
And then the Kauravas were terrified just by hearing them.
Yeah, the Panchajanya was so loud they thought they were gonna lose.
And then Arjuna's and Krishna's conch shells were transcendental.
And we also saw all about the stories of Arjuna and Hanuman and Bhima and Hanuman.
Absolutely. Wonderful remembering, guys. So yes, we saw the story of Hanuman and Bhima, and we also saw the story of who? We also
Arjuna and Bhima.
Arjuna and
Hanuman.
Hanuman. Yes, we saw those stories. And now today we will go into our verse number 25 to 25. 21 to 25. Krishna, he is addressed as Bhakta Vatsala. Okay. What is that? We will try to understand and analyze. So here is the ascending to the love of God. We will see this one by one. See, some people, they pray out of fear to Krishna. Okay, praying out of fear of punishment. Oh, if I don't pray to the Lord is going to punish me. And some people, they pray for desires, right? They all have material desires. So we want this, we want that, I want this, I want that. So many cravings are there in our heart and we want to fulfill that. So we go to the Lord and ask him for anything that is material in nature. And then out of duty, oh, I don't belong to either first category, that is being fearful and praying to the Lord, or I don't belong to the second category where I have some material desires in my heart so that I want to go to the Lord. I'm just praying out of duty. So in the ISKCON movement, what we do Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti is nothing but doing the duty, doing it as a duty, meaning immediately you cannot get love, right? Immediately there is no love in our heart. So what we are asked to do by our Guru Vargas, they say, okay, you chant the holy names of the Lord, and in that process of chanting, you will slowly develop love for Krishna. This is what you need to do. So do it out of duty, out of gratitude, you do it. So he, as you see, you go up the ladder. So from fear, you can go to desires to duty, and finally reach the platform of love. And some people, they go from duty to love directly without even getting into the first two blocks. So this is what is ascending to the love of Godhead means. 4 platforms of worship, and we need to see which platform we are on so that we are able to slowly progress and go to the path of love. Okay, kids, this is what is ascending to love of God. As you all know, we will be having some question and answer sessions. I will see how long this is going to take. And based on the time, we will have some question and answer session. Okay.
Mother, did we have story today?
What story? I
Any
didn't
story.
Oh, yeah. We will definitely. I'm not sure if we will. Yeah, we have some stories. As I told you, our class may end at 3:45 our time or 3:50-ish, depending on how it goes. And before that, I'll be having some question and answer session. So I would want you all to listen and pay attention to Mataji. Okay? Okay, let's go. Let's understand. Can somebody, okay, let me see if I can open the database and then go through these verses with you. So you are able to chant with me, or somebody can chant the verses. You can raise your hands if you want to chant the 21st verse of Bhagavad Gita. Let me share my screen and then you can do it. Okay, let me share my screen now. I'll stop this share and then I will go into the shared screen mode. Okay. All right. So this is what we have here. Okay. All right. Who wants to do Ramachandra? You raised your hand.
Yes,
You can go. You can go. Yeah.
Okay. Arjuna Uvacha Senayoruvayormadhe Ratam Stapaya Mechyuta Yavad Etan Riksheham Yodu Kaman Avastitan Kirmaya Saha Yodavyam Asmin Ranasamudyame.
Very nice, Ramachandra. Thank you so much. So here Arjuna is saying, oh, infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so I may be able to see those present here who desire to fight, with whom I must contend in the great trial of arms. So Arjuna is asking Krishna if he can move the chariot between the two armies so that he will be able to see who's there and who he is going to fight with. And Krishna, he is going to make sure to move the chariot in a spot so that he will be able to. So now Krishna knows, oh, Arjuna is going to become really not in a mood to fight, because he's going to see the armies that he's going to fight with, and he will say, I don't want to fight anymore. And this is what Krishna wants to hear of Arjuna, and he has put him into this delusion, right? And now he is waiting for Arjuna to come out and tell him that, oh Lord, I cannot fight seeing my enemies due to the following reasons, like that. So let's get into the purport and understand what Srila Prabhupada is saying. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of his friend. It is out of his causeless mercy. There is no cost to his mercy. That is why it is causeless. He never fails in his affection for his devotees. And thus he is addressed here as infallible. What does infallible mean? That will be one of the questions during the question and answer session. And infallible means a person or Supreme Lord, he never fails to give affection to his devotees. See, when somebody comes and expresses his love, you cannot be like a rock. You cannot be like standing still and not expressing your love. You have to be reciprocal in love, right? That is when the love and relationship grows. If you're like a statue, then nothing will happen. He's a Dumbo. Nobody wants to express any kind of happiness with him because he stands like a stone. That is what people would say. So we have to make sure to express as much as emotions as possible to the loved ones. As charioteer, he had to carry out the orders of Arjuna. And since he did not hesitate to do so, he is addressed as infallible. So he is here because of the affection for his devotees, he is ready to become a charioteer to Arjuna. Imagine he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and here he is a charioteer, right? Charioteer to who? He's serving the devotee. And that is why he is
Arjuna.
That is why he is infallible, and his position is not changing. Oh, just because I'm serving this devotee, that does not demean his position. He is still the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Are you all able to get this point? Very important point. Another question.
Yes, Mataji.
Good job. So his position is not changed. He is still the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though he is serving the servant. Okay, his servant. Okay, let's understand further. Although he had accepted, In all circumstances, he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Rishikesha, the Lord of total senses, right? He is the Lord of our senses. Because of him, we are able to act in a certain manner. If not for him, we will not be able to act in a certain manner, right? We are having our hands are able to move at this point in time. Suddenly, our hands will not move. And that is again due to his mercy. He has some plans for us because of which it is not going to move. So we have to accept that he is the Lord of our senses. Okay, that is why he is Rishikesha. He has total control of our senses. Whatever senses we have, it can become spiritualized. It can become anything because of him. The tongue is getting spiritualized in speech because of him. So it is all coming due to his mercy. Whatever transformation is happening, or he is having control of our senses. We think it is our senses, but he is the controller of the senses. The relationship between the Lord and his servant is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord. And similarly, Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotee. That is why all of them are aspiring for this process of pure devotional service. Because what happens is initially, this devotee will serve the Lord. After some time, the plates will exchange. Krishna will start serving this devotee. He takes great pleasure in pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of ordering him than he does in being giver of orders. So he takes great pleasure that he's doing some service to the devotees. And so he gets more pleasure by serving the devotees than by giving orders to them. So this is what is Krishna's mercy and mentality. He is the master. Everyone is under his orders, and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds a pure devotee is ordering him, meaning, see, Arjuna will say, go right, go left, go this side, go that side. Whatever commands Arjuna is giving, Krishna will say, okay, no problem, I will do it, like that. He obtains transcendental pleasure, although he is infallible master in all these circumstances. So by serving the devotees, he is obtaining transcendental pleasure. As pure devotees of the Lord, Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins or brothers, but he was forced to come on to the battle by the obstinacy of Duryodhana, who was never agreeable to any peaceful negotiation. So Duryodhana was there, but he was not ready to agree or compromise or negotiate. So when Krishna went to him, let's not fight, let's just give a parcel of land to the Pandavas, they will be done. You manage the entire region other than that small portion. But then this Duryodhana said, not even a blade of grass I'm going to give to those Pandavas. I don't care, but I'm not going to be of any, I'm not going to give them anything. Therefore, he was very anxious to see who are the leading persons who are present on the battlefield. So now Arjuna is curious to see, who am I going to fight with? Who are all there on the battlefield? Although there was no question of peacemaking endeavor on the battlefield, he wanted to see them again and see how much they were bent upon for the unwanted war. Okay, this is the situation. So this is the situation of them. So we can all understand how nice, I mean, we are all understanding the character of Duryodhana here, right? Very, very, I mean, it's kind of sad, and Arjuna is going to express his sadness. Even though they were not nice to him, he still looks at the good. I mean, he still has no hatred for them. He still has no enmity for them. He still has no envy for them. This is the nature of Arjuna. Okay. So let's move on to this verse. And before that, we can actually see some, I think we have some things here in the PowerPoint that I can talk to before we go out on 1.23. Yeah, we will do that. We will go through the purports now and understand more. Okay, let me try to share my screen. I'm stop share Vedabase and then share my screen. Yes, Kartika.
How you said about Krishna serving his devotees gives him transcendental pleasure. How does it give him transcendental?
How does it feel? How does it feel? Is that your question, dear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Krishna.
Yes.
Krishna. You just said that Krishna serves his devotees and obtains transcendental pleasure. So how does he obtain it?
How does he obtain it? It is, say for example, what happens is if somebody serves Lord Krishna in the kitchen, or somebody serves Krishna in the deity, in the deity form, or somebody is doing book distribution. What happens is Krishna, looking at the endeavor of that person, he gives some happiness to that person. That happiness, we cannot compare it to the material happiness that we see. It is see, for example, in the material happiness, while eating a mango, if it is so tasty, we will start licking the mango, we will enjoy it so much, relish its taste, and we will say, wow, this is so good, like that. And likewise, the transcendental pleasure is much, much, much greater. It is greater than Brahmananda. It is greater than the pleasure you receive in the Swarga. So you cannot compare that pleasure with anything that pure devotee of the Lord experiences. Experiences when Krishna gives that pleasure, then no, you cannot imagine how much happiness you get through that. Okay, so this is what is the kindness of Krishna that he gives to the devotees, and he experiences the same kind of happiness when he is serving the devotees. He is Atma Rama, he is always satisfied. But then this pleasure that he experiences, because he is serving the devotees, he says, I am getting transcendental pleasure because of serving the devotees. So that is his mood.
Oh, that's how. Okay.
Yeah, wonderful listening and wonderful question, Kartika. You're doing a great job. I'm very impressed with you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Wonderful listening. You are noting points. You are asking right questions, relevant things. I'm so impressed by you. Good job. Okay, now let's go on to the purport. So what does the purport say? Why Arjuna asked to move the chariot amidst the armies? What is the reason? Because Arjuna was forced to fight against his wish because of obstinacy of Duryodhana. He was forced. Duryodhana was not ready. He was not ready to accept. No war. No, he says, I want war. I want to fight with them. I'm not going to give them any piece of land. And then anxious to see who were the leading men present with a desire to fight, to please Duryodhana. They must all be the birds of the same feather. He wants to see who is all supporting Duryodhana. Let me see. Let me look at it. Because I'm in the middle, I'll be able to look at it very clearly. To see how much they were bent upon fighting, to what extent were they determined, to estimate the strength which he had, although confident of victory, because of Krishna sitting on his side. He wanted to estimate their strength. And although confident, he was confident because Krishna is there on our sides. There is no worry for the Pandavas. He was so confident. But he had no intention of peacemaking at this moment. No intention of peacemaking because everything is set in stone that they are going to fight. At this point, he cannot do any sort of peace agreement with them because Duryodhana, he is ready to fight on the other side. And so there is no intention, obviously, on peacemaking. Oh, let's come to an agreement and let's cancel the war. That is not going to happen. Moving on. Meaning of Achyuta, infallible, is seen here. We saw it in the purport and we are going to see it again. So this is one question for sure I will ask. Okay. All of you all, can you all pay the ears and eyes on me? Can you all raise your hands up so that I'm able to get confirmation saying that you're all listening now? Good. Okay, very good. What about Nihal, Destiny, Amala? Can you all raise your hands? Varun? Okay. So please raise your hands if you are listening to me. Okay, I want you all to listen this information carefully. He's saying, what is the meaning of Achyuta? The Lord never fails in affection for his devotees. He is engaged in the service of his friend out of his costless mercy. He doesn't hesitate to carry out the order of Arjuna as a charioteer. When Arjuna says, go this side, go that side, Lord follows the orders of Arjuna. Still, he is in the supreme position as Rishikesha, and the Lord of senses was unchallenged, and his position does not go down. That is what it means. It is unchallenged. It still remains intact. The relationship between the Lord and the devotee. What is it? It is very sweet and transcendental. A devotee, he is always eager to serve the Lord, and the Lord obtains a transcendental pleasure. Note this word, Kartikeya. Note this word. So she asked the same question, right? In receiving the orders of his devotees, although he is always infallible, the Supreme Master. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. What does the purport say? The purport says the relationship between the Lord and the servant is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord. Similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render service to the devotee. He takes pleasure in his pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of ordering him than he does being the giver of orders. He is the master of everyone. He is the master. Everyone is under his orders, and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds a pure devotee is ordering him, he obtains the transcendental pleasure. This is what we saw. I just repeated it. Okay, raga. What is raga? Out of genuine attraction to the Lord. So let's just look into this more. The real platform of religion is where one worships the Lord only out of love for him. Remember the platform we saw? We saw one worships the Lord out of fear. Oh, I have to worship Lord, otherwise the Lord is going to give punishment to me. That is why I'm worshiping the Lord. The second platform is the Lord is, you are worshiping the Lord out of desires. I have some material desires. See, I want a best car in this world. I want this best item in the world. I want the best watch. So let me go and ask Lord for me to have those things. And then the third thing is out of duty, you do it. Okay, I don't want any, the below two ones, but then I want to do it out of duty. He gives us the sun, moonlight, everything, right? Air, the digestion process is enabled because of him. I just want to have some gratitude for him, because of which I want to do it as a duty. And the ultimate platform is the platform of love. And that is what the slide is talking about. Such a devotee, he does not consider the God to be an order supplier. What does order supplier means? Oh, if you do this, Lord, you know what? If I get a lottery of 1 million, what I will do is I'll get 50% to you. Whatever that amount, 500,000, I will just give it you, Lord. Okay, you take that. If you go to Balaji temple, there is a big hundial. There people drop a lot of cash money like that. Lakhs and lakhs of Indian rupees. They have a negotiation that happens with the Lord. Oh, Lord, if you take care of this particular situation for me, I will give you like $100,000 or 1 lakh rupees, whatever that is. And what you have to do is, in turn, you just give me this particular contract. If I get this contract, I'll be worth millions of dollars, and you will get 25% of it. How about that deal? Does it seem like a good deal? I'll do that. This is what the devotee actually, he does to the Lord. He makes him the order supplier. Rather, he offers, he has to God out of, so what he has to come to, he's saying that the devotee does not consider the Lord to be an order supplier. This devotee, he does not consider him to be the order supplier. Rather, he just does whatever he wants to the Lord out of unmotivated and uninterrupted love. That is the platform we all need to rise. The slide we saw, right? This is the platform we need to rise. Love of Godhead. And that is raga. That is spontaneous attraction to the Lord. Nobody wants, see, I don't have to tell my child, chant the rounds. He will spontaneously chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra if he has love for Godhead. We don't have to tell him anything. He will start worshipping the Lord. So right now your mother has to come at the back of you, or your dad has to tell you, oh, complete chanting your rounds. Oh, do this reading. Oh, listen to this lecture. Listen to this music. Like that, each and every parent has to do. And you are all doing it because your parents are telling you to do it as a duty, right? But a stage will come where you will have so much ruchi that you will start spontaneously loving the God. Like how you have some spontaneous attractions in this world. If you look at your parents, or if you look at your relatives, you go and hug them, you embrace them, you kiss them, right? That is all happening out of spontaneous love. That is raga. I mean, obviously, that love has to be directed towards Krishna, which is who is the final object of love for us. The ultimate goal of any true religion is to achieve pure love of Godhead. Okay, so let's move on to the slide. The Krishna Bhaktas desire nothing but loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. They value the loving exchange and service opportunity for the Supreme Beloved Lord as their life and soul. So with
I think I know the story in the picture that was in the previous.
Yes, I think I talked about it in the class also. We had this fruit seller and Krishna story, which we have discussed several times. I'm not sure if it is this forum or some other forum, but I did discuss the story in depth, what had happened here.
It's also on the series of Little Krishna episodes, so you can see it if you don't know.
Wonderful. Yeah, she's suggesting that you should all watch Little Krishna if you have not yet seen that. Okay, kids. So now we will move on and get into the story time. Okay. So we will just look into first, I think next 2 slides and then stop for today. The demon Maya Danava was an inhabitant of the forest Khandva, and when the Khandva forest was set on fire, he asked protection from Arjuna. And what did Arjuna do? Arjuna, he saved his life, and as a result of this, the demon felt obliged. He reciprocated by building a wonderful assembly house for the Pandavas, which attracted the extraordinary attention of all the state princes. They felt so supernatural of the Pandavas, and thus, without grudge, all of them submitted and paid tributes to the emperor. The demons possess wonderful and supernatural powers to create material wonders, but they are always disturbing elements of the society. The modern demons are harmful material scientists who create some material wonders for disturbance in the society. So sometimes these material scientists, Srila Prabhupada says, they create material wonders and disturbance. Internet, we all know, it can be used in a good way, but it can become addictive too. And it can be used for bad purposes, right? So we need to make sure that when bad things are invented, we should be careful and conscious of their usage. If parents say something about internet usage, just stick to them, okay? And follow through them. The creation of nuclear weapons, Srila Prabhupada talks about nuclear weapons, has some panic in human society. Maya was also materialist like that. He knew the art of creating wonderful things, yet Krishna wanted to kill him. When he was chased by both the fire and the wheel of Lord Krishna, he took shelter of devotee Arjuna, who saved him from the wrath of fire of Lord Krishna. Devotees are therefore more merciful than the Lord, and in devotional service, the merciful nature of the devotees is more valuable than the mercy of the Lord. Both the fire and the Lord ceased from chasing the demon as soon as both saw that the demon was given shelter by a devotee such as Arjuna. The demon, feeling obliged to Arjuna, wanted to do some service to show his gratefulness, but Arjuna declined to accept anything from him in exchange. Lord Krishna, however, being pleased with Maya for his taking shelter of his devotee, asked him to render service to him on to Yudhishthira by building a wonderful assembly house. The process is that by the grace of a devotee, the mercy of the Lord is obtained, and by the mercy of the Lord, a chance to serve the Lord is obtained. The club of Bhimasena was also a gift of Maya Danava. So what is this Maya Danava? He is, see, the thing is, when he went for protection to Arjuna, whoever was chasing us, I mean, obviously Krishna wanted to kill Maya Danava, and because he took shelter of Arjuna, because of that reason, that demon, he thought, he's being given shelter of devotees such as Arjuna, and I should not go and do any harm to him. And that is why he even though the Krishna wanted to kill him, because he took service of took shelter of because he took shelter of Arjuna, he didn't do anything to him. And so what also happened was, we see that he built a wonderful assembly house for Yudhishthira, right? This is what happened. So by the grace of devotee, the mercy of the Lord is obtained. That is why Krishna gives his mercy when you serve the devotees. Right? That is very important. Serving the Vaishnavas is very, very important for the progress in devotional service. You have to do service to Vaishnavas. If you are being asked to serve something, if a Vaishnava comes to a house, how you should behave with the Vaishnavas, how you should express your love and care to the Vaishnavas, how you should very much take care of them. with loving, not showing duplicity. You should be real, right? You should show your real nature to them, not act, right? Duplicitous nature is something that Krishna doesn't like or value. So we should make sure to give in the best to the Vaishnavas who come to our house. They are all very exalted, and we should feel obliged to be of some service to them. Okay, very, very important. And the club of Bhimasena was also a gift of Maya Danava. So with this, we will conclude today's session, and I will go on question and answer session. Is that okay, kids?
Yes, Mataji, but think I have confused a few details in the story. So because in the beginning it said that a devotee like Arjuna, a pure devotee like Arjuna, the demon took rest, like the shelter of a pure devotee like Arjuna. But at the end, he said he built this wonderful assembly house for Yudhishthira. So
yes, as a gratitude. See, when somebody helps you out of favor, and you feel so obliged out of, so somebody comes, somebody say here, Arjuna is saving the life of Maya Danava. And so Maya Danava feels so much, he feels gratitude for Arjuna. And that is the reason he gives that house that he built to Yudhishthira.
At the first, he says Arjuna, like Arjuna, not Arjuna, but like Arjuna. And then at the end, he says Yudhishthira. So I'm confused. I thought Yudhishthira.
Oh, no, Pandavas in general. Okay, see, he reciprocated by building an assembly house for the Pandavas. Yudhishthira is the head of the family. So that is why they say it's Yudhishthira. That's all. Nothing more than that. Okay, dear?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Okay, kids, let's get on to the question and answer session. Who wants to go first? Once again, please raise your hand. Okay, Varun, your question is, what are the 4 platforms of worship of love? I mean, worship of God.
There is love, duty, desire, and fear.
Correct. Wonderful. So first is fear, and then comes desire. Out of material desires, you worship the Lord, and then comes duty. Out of duty, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti that we do. Out of duty, you do some sort of worship to the Lord, and then final thing is love. Are you clear? Very good job, Varun. Okay, why is Lord infallible? That is the second question for today. Please raise your hands. Let me see. I see 4 raised hands. Okay. Let me ask. Okay, Aditya, go ahead.
What's the question again, Mataji?
Infallible.
Huh?
Why is Lord called infallible?
Oh, the Lord is called infallible because like how do I say this? Infallible because he never, like, whenever he's worshiping, like whenever somebody is worshiping his whenever somebody is worshiping him, like say, like, he never fails to like reciprocate that, and like he never fails to like make the devotee happy or like that.
Yeah, whenever so then what happens? Another thing about infallible thing is very important also. He does serve the devotees, and because of that nature, he is expressing his love to the devotee. Another thing happens. Another thing. So what is that important thing in infallible?
Wait, what?
Ramachandra, do you know the answer? Aditya, you have to listen carefully, dear.
Mataji, I didn't understand the question.
So what other things did you learn of Lord being infallible? Another important point I mentioned, even though Lord serves the devotees, his position is not changed. He is still the Supreme Lord. That is important.
Okay.
Yeah. So his position, he is the supreme person. Just because he is serving the servant, does it mean that he comes down in a position lower than Arjuna or what? He is still the supreme personality of Godhead. Do you understand?
Yes, and he never fails his devotees.
Yeah, he never fails to serve the devotees. So first what happens? The devotee serves the Lord, and then after some time, looking at his love, Lord will start to serve the devotees. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Next question. Ramachandra Krishna Chaitanya. What is this platform of raga?
It is like the platform of love towards Krishna.
Very nice. Yes. So what happens in that phase?
You love Krishna, and
Correct.
also it's to the level where Krishna will reciprocate back to you,
Yes.
and he will want to serve you.
Yes, it is the phase where this devotee spontaneously has attraction. Okay, he doesn't have to do it as a duty, but spontaneous attraction is there. Okay, what is the story on Maya Danava? 1 second, let me see who the raised hands are. Okay, I don't see. Yeah, Kartika, go ahead. Little bit you explain, and then I want Suraj. Are you here?
Okay. So the story of Maya Danava is that
I'm here, but I'm eating. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. Then I'll just end with the Kartika.
So there was this demon called Maya Danava, and then he was running away from Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna was chasing it with his fire, and then he took shelter with Arjuna. So he took shelter that Arjuna provided, and Lord Krishna was pleased along with Maya Dhanava. So Maya Dhanava said, "Here, take something. I'm very pleased with you. Thank you." So but Arjuna was like, "No, it's okay. I don't want anything." So Krishna was pleased, and Maya Dhanava or Krishna, I don't remember exactly.
What happened was, out of gratitude, Maya Danava then gifted a assembly house to the
so
Pandavas.
Maya Dhanava was the one who gave the
Out of love.
house for Pandavas out of love.
Correct. Good job. Thank you, dear Kartika. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, kids. You all did a wonderful, fabulous job of listening to the story.
If you want, I can do what you were asking me to, because like